5:30, I'm calling to order this public hearing of the City Council of the City of Bandera. It's Tuesday, September 21st, 2021. We're at City Hall at 511 Main Street. Councilman Hasty, Councilman Morris, Councilman Russ, Councilman Coots are all present in person. Mayor Pro Tem Gibson is present via Zoom. City Secretary Jill Shelton is present via Zoom, and David Jordan is present via Zoom. Also present, we have the City Treasurer, Amber Kinsey. Our Marshal, Will Dietrich, is here with us, and Keely Hansen is sitting in and doing the City Secretary duties tonight. Item 2 is discussion and possible action on the following items. Item A, the City Council will hold a public hearing regarding the 2021-2022 proposed budget. Comments from the public, folks? Council? One thing I would like to say, we really need to get down to business because we have 9 days before we have to file something with the county clerk. I think we've pretty much gone through all of it. Hopefully we'll come to an agreement on the utility rates later at the regular meeting and the fee schedule. And then I think we're just about ready to wind up. Rebecca, did you have anything to comment on the budget?
Ma'am.
David, did you have anything you wanted to add to the comment?
No, ma'am. We've been through everything as well up to through the general fund. Amber has updated the numbers from the last, since what she emailed out earlier today or yesterday, and that's where we are now. So when we get back to the next meeting, we should be able to finish up the utility portion of it and present it for y'all to pass. We did the fees and everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question for David.
Tommy?
So David, how are we doing on the personnel, the HR review, and that aspect of the budget? Do you have anything to recommend? I mean, we kind of left that hanging.
Well, I didn't leave it hanging about, had my hands full.
I meant the conversation. I didn't really mean the action behind it. So sorry, I should have clarified.
Okay, to answer your question, I've sent out some feelers for the salary survey. I've started reviewing the personnel file. I've talked to some department head managers and so forth in that area. So it's on my radar.
Okay.
I'm impressed with it.
So what is your recommendation for the budget piece of it? The increase in personnel budget before, I mean since
Yes,
we
I'd
don't.
like to see the.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
I'd like to see the recommended 5% merit increase, and then that would be a good start.
So you're asking for us to approve 5% across the board of increase in salary, and then it would be based on merit as it was be divvied out?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
And I might add that those figures, his recommendation for the 5% has not been added to the budget that you're looking at right now, except for the Marshal's Department. Is that correct?
That's kind of what I was struggling with. I was trying to figure out, is it better to give the 5%? I mean, because if we're right on the cusp of getting the review done, I mean, it may end up being more than 5%, so I don't know. It's like what?
Well, Tony, I think that 5%, if we budgeted for that, that would at least give us some leeway. Whereas if we don't budget for anything, then we're stuck with having to move money around later to accommodate those expenses.
Well, what I'm saying is they haven't had an increase in a while, and if we're doing a survey, comparison of salary from job to job, town to town, that kind of thing, to see where we are competitively. And if 5% isn't enough, we're still going to have to do it. And so what I'm at, that's what I was asking.
I see where you
is
are
whether
now.
we do
Should
it
we make
once,
it 7, make
should
it
we
9?
make it one, or not do it now and make it once when we need to do it? and come up with who's getting merit increases and do it one time for the amount needed. I don't know. I was just looking for.
One reason,
Go ahead. So, you're fine.
Mayor,
Go ahead, David.
sorry to cut in, I can't always see you, but, one reason I did that was, number one, I do expect to be able to come back and recommend a higher increase, but I was looking at incremental at this point. I think Amber should have the numbers on the percent right now. I believe it was 39,000 or 40,000 across the board, if I'm not mistaken, but she should have the numbers according to that chart. And then after the survey is completed, which will take a little while because all the cities don't respond right away, then I expect to come back with where we are regarding our city versus other cities and make recommendations. At that point, it would be an incremental raise, so 5% initially, and then we could go from there. Everybody won't be getting an increase above 5%, of course, but some potentially could recommend it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, David. Jared?
Have you figured out where the money's gonna come from for that?
We have extra money in the revenue from the parks, and we could look at the enterprise fund for water.
And I don't know if it's appropriate to even get into it, but we're looking at an increase on the utilities at the same time. How are we gonna justify that to the taxpayers?
Why don't we wait till we get to that, since we can have a full-blown
Okay.
discussion on it?
That's fine.
Amber's, do you have the numbers there, Amber, for a recommendation on the 5% initial?
Yes, sir. It was this that I gave you guys during the last meeting.
Okay.
Does that,
Go ahead.
the total, I'm looking for my sheet here, the total benefits,
This page right here is the one that.
is that increase reflected?
I'm sorry, say that again.
I'm sorry. The total revenue or the total benefits,
Yes.
does that reflect the increase in the salary?
Yes.
Because some of this will go up, of course.
Right, and with the 5% increase, the merit raise only, it will be the yearly total merit, so it's across the board, or everybody together is $39,009.99.
So it does include it, you're
Yes.
saying?
It's broken out for you, it should be. Then we break it out into the
The
city's match.
city, yes, the city portion and everything is, the last column there. City portion of benefits, that's included on all of it. All of it's included in that number.
I can't hear real well.
All of it is included into that number,
Okay,
The
the
last
increases,
yes.
okay.
And Amber, you mentioned to me that you had recalculated the TWC, that you got more recent information, and so that brought the budget more into line. And that would also need to be transferred over into that document if it's not already been done, because it made a big reduction in our payroll.
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
I just would like to point,
Yes.
I would like to point out, you know, if you break down the benefits per hour, we're looking at anywhere from, at the very low end, $782 to a total of $13.47 on top of their salary or hourly wage that they're getting. You know, I think that we need to do a lot better job selling our benefits because there's not too many places, and especially here in Bandera, not even comparing to other cities, where you can get these kind of benefits. And I think that's extremely important to keep in mind. And as we are well aware, any increase in the hourly or salary is going to be an increase in several of the benefits that we're going to be paying out. I'm just not sure how we can continue to fund these type of projects along with our infrastructure projects that we have in place. So I hope that we also, when we're looking at the salary comparisons, that we're not just looking at other cities. I think we need to focus even more on our own city. Where can you go and get wages like that? Just my thoughts.
I just don't think the wages is the issue. Going to get the benefits that we offer, that's a totally different deal. But our wages at, $13 an hour for a laborer is not really setting the world on fire. It's our benefit package that offers so much more. But again, you can't eat health insurance. So we've got to have our salaries at least be a living wage for our employees. Darcy.
And that's where we save money too, is keeping employees here, because we don't have to constantly retrain people and hire more people over and over again, constantly retrain them and then hire somebody else, post it again. That all costs money too. So we're looking at that. The benefits are a bonus to it, but that draws people to go and work for government no matter what it is. So if they want good benefits, it's not going to make them come work just for the city. It can also make them go work for the county or any city or county within driving distance, and there's quite a few. I work for one that's 35 minutes away. So yes, I totally understand we don't want to consistently give money away, but it's also, from what I understand, been 2 years since y'all have had a COLA. You're not going to keep employees if you don't give COLAs of some sort. You've got to do that. Gas has gone up, food's gone up, everything's gone up. So you gotta do it.
Before you continue, Jerry, I want to remind you that this is a public hearing, not a workshop. And in about 1 minute and 45 seconds, we'll be adjourning so we can get into our next public hearing. And you had a comment?
I can wait if we can address the rest of this, when we get to the budget.
We don't have this on the agenda
There's nothing
tonight.
else.
This is only the.
Yeah, I would like to just comment, at the very low end of the hourly rates, we're looking at $14 an hour. Don't know of too many places in Bandera that you can go and get $14 an hour with additional benefits on top of that. It's like unheard of, and that's what we have to look at once again as our local economy more than anything. And then those wages go up to as high as, just the normal staff, not looking necessarily at department heads, but right at $20 per hour. Once again, along with benefits that equal as much as close to $11 per hour. That's significant wages for this town. And once again, if we weren't looking to increase things like our utilities by 10%, may be more of a consideration. One other comment I would like to make is,
Jerry, we need to wind this up.
okay, real
quickly.
quick, is the fact that the public works employees are the ones that have not had a raise in the longest amount of time, my understanding of it. And if I was to consider discussing any raises, it would probably be for public works. When you've got somebody working inside under air conditioning, doing clerical work, and you've got employees out there sweating and digging ditches
Thank you.
and making as much.
Any comments from the public?
This is your public hearings. We're supposed to be hearing you, not ourselves.
Oh, they didn't have anything to say, so we thought we'd say some stuff.
I don't know,
later.
they may have them now. I had some talking points.
If there's no other comments, I would entertain a motion to adjourn this public hearing. Darcy,
So moved.
Tony, second. Discussion. All in favor? All in favor, none opposed. 5:45. I'm adjourning this public hearing of the City Council of the City of Bandera.